Today, the 27th of July, is St. Pantaleon's Day. St. Pantaleon is among the ranks of saints considered the wonder workers and mercenaries. There are 9 different ranks of saints, starting with angels, apostles, so on and so martyrs, so on and so forth. Well, the wonder workers and the mercenaries, like St. Pantaleon or Saints Cosmas and Damian, were physicians or doctors who ministered unto people free of charge. That's what they're called, mercenaries. And they're wonder workers. And so I'm going to read briefly from Prologue, the life of St. Pantaleon. Pantaleon was born in Nicomedia, of a Christian mother and a pagan father. So he lived in the time of the Romans. His mother was named Eubula, and his father Asturgius. As a young man, he studied the science of medicine. The priest Arolaus befriended him, taught him the Christian faith, and baptized him. Pantaleon miraculously cured a blind man whom all the other doctors had treated in vain. He healed him by the name of Christ, and he baptized him. The doctors, full of envy, accused Pantaleon as a Christian, and he went before the Emperor Maximian to stand trial. He stood before the earthly king, but in body, but in mind, he stood before the heavenly king. He freely declared to the emperor that he was a Christian, and in his presence healed a paralytic of his long-standing illness. This miracle drew many pagans into the Christian faith. The emperor subjected Pantaleon to torture, but the Lord appeared to him on several occasions and delivered him whole and unharmed. Then St. Arolaus, along with Hermippus and Hermocrates, suffered and sentenced to death. St. Pantaleon knelt in prayer. At that moment, the executioner went to strike him on the neck with a sword, but the sword broke as though it was made of wax. The executioner was unable to execute Pantaleon until the saint had completed his prayers and gave permission for the executioner to do so. His relics possess the ability to heal. Pantaleon was executed under an olive tree, which was thereafter adorned with much fruit. Pantaleon means all merciful or all compassionate. The all-merciful God received his righteous soul and glorified him among his great saints. This wonderful martyr suffered honorably for Christ in his youth. On July 27th, the year 304, St. Pantaleon is invoked during the prayers for the blessing of the waters and the sacrament of holy unction, together with St. Arolaus and the other unmercenary and wonder worker saints. And a most beautiful church dedicated to the saint and monastery is located on the Holy Mountain, like St. Pantaleon. That's where these icons were painted over 100 years ago on a holy mountain. And so that's the icon, and that's the life of St. Pantaleon, the great healer. You pray to St. Pantaleon when you're sick and you need healing. Glory be to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever.
Nonsense.